are what you eat is a very, very popular saying and very, very true, because obviously what you put in your body reflects on your body and your face. Now, welcome to Jagee's Cookbook. This time I have a very, very healthy, nutritious, wholesome dish which is altogether very, very, very good for you. And that is why I want to show you exactly why this is wonderfully lovely for all of you. And it's made of broken wheat. Now, broken wheat or cracked wheat, okay, is very good for you. It is known, well, it's branded as diabetic food, but not so. I wouldn't classify that. It's not a good thing to classify food into different categories. It is good for everyone, very nutritious, and especially it has a lot of fiber, more fiber than the usual wheat powder. It has a lot of vitamin B and minerals and everything, and then it has very low glycemic value, and that's why probably it's good for the diabetics. And because of the low glycemic value, it's good for everyone, much better than the usual staple food of Kerala, rice. Anyway, this time I'm going to make with this special nutritious lovely grain a wonderful dish which has got vegetables, chicken, and everything yummy just for you. Okay, so let's start how we're going to make this wonderful broken wheat dish. Okay, so let's light the fire. Now, before that, I've got some broken wheat or cracked wheat, 1 cup, which has been soaked for around 2 hours. And just wanted to show you the difference. This is soaked and this is the raw one. Okay, that's the difference. Soaked and raw. Now, usually they don't say to soak, but I soak it because it's easier to cook. Okay, so that's a tip from me. Put some oil, sunflower oil, any oil you want, 2 tablespoons to be precise. And then, because the first step is to fry the soaked cracked wheat. So I'm going to put this into 2 tablespoons of oil. It can be sunflower oil or canola oil or olive oil or even coconut oil if you want to. I wouldn't disagree with that. It's all according to you. Now, we just have to toast this in oil so that it becomes a little bit brown and toasted, okay? And a beautiful aroma will hit you. That's when you know this is done. Now, why I do this is so that all the grains will be separate. Otherwise, it can stick. So that's why I do this. I fry and toast all the grains. Now, this has been toasted well. It's not finished, okay? It's just the first step. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to transfer this into a plate, okay? Just off this. So you can hear the cracking sound. That shows that this is done, and a beautiful toasted aroma also will come. Now, those of you who are very conscious of your health, you can avoid, you can just add 1 tablespoon of oil and toast it in that. I said 2 tablespoons of oil because those of who have no problem, I think this is the best choice, or this is the best. Okay, now what we have to do is, next what we have to do is we have to deal with the onions and everything, okay? So we have to make a mishmash here. Now that is, I'm going to grind all the ingredients together, and for that I need 1 onion, okay? And I'm just going to chop it in. I'm actually not going to, I'm just going to crush all this together. So take out the thing. 1 onion is more than enough. Okay. And well, around 4 big cloves of garlic, 4 to 5, no problem. Okay. And then what we have to do is just create a mishmash. Now before that, let me just light the fire again, and I need to deal with the ginger. Now probably if I put the ginger into the mixer or the blender, the grinder, the small grinder, it wouldn't crush very well. It would come into pieces, and that's what I don't like about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind, or I'm going to mince the ginger in after I put a little bit of oil, just a bit, okay, and some ginger. Just a 1 inch ginger would probably do. Okay, now let that saute well, fry well, okay? And then what we need to do is we have to deal with the onions, the garlic, and well, I've decided to put a spring onion too. Now you don't have to, it's not mandatory, but I just wanted, there was a spring onion lying around, so I thought of just putting it in. Besides, it gives you a nice grassy effect. Okay, there you go. Keep your eye on your ginger and just give it a stir. Now why I put the ginger first was because if I put the ginger with the onions and garlic, it wouldn't probably get cooked properly. So that's why I thought of cooking the ginger first and then the onion and garlic. Now this is going to make a horrible sound, so you have to bear with me just for a sec. Now let's put the mishmash of the onion and the garlic together. Okay, I have to put my hands now. Now this is right about like a sort of pulp, and you don't have to make it really like a paste, but well, you just have to make it into a sort of crush and pulp. It's much better than actually chopping because all the flavors come out easily and much quicker. The only thing is that you have to be careful that it doesn't actually catch down. Now this is really hurting my eyes. Keep on sauteing this. Be careful. Now this is non-stick, so it's okay. Be careful that it doesn't catch on the underside of the pan. Otherwise, it will create a bad burning taste. It's not what we want. So with this, we can add a little bit of salt. Salt according to your taste. Okay, and let the flavors mingle with each other really well. Okay, and let the raw taste really disappear. With this mishmash, okay, of onion, ginger and garlic, we have to add a bit of dried chilies. Now, the choice is yours. You can add dried chilies or green chilies or pepper, whatever you want. But here, I opted for dry chilies. Well, around 2 teaspoons. I don't want to take a spoon, that's why I'm doing this lazy method. Okay, and I don't want to get my hands hot, so that's why I'm doing this. Oh, look at the color, gorgeous. Red and that beautiful beige color. Next, we need 250 grams of chicken, boneless chicken, which has been marinated in a bit of ginger and garlic and chili powder. Well, that's all I did. You can add a little bit more of ingredients if you want to, and salt, obviously. Just put this, and this has to cook. Well, this has to cook well, okay? Now, while this is going on, this is optional, I'm going to add some frozen peas, okay? Just frozen peas, not dried peas. I hate that stuff. I hate dried peas. Don't ask me why, but I don't like it. This is just frozen peas. Well, quarter cup to be exact. Just cook this through. Now, with that, you have to add again your cracked wheat back into the pan, okay? So our toasted cracked wheat, 1 cup, just soaked in water, back into the pan. And this has to cook well with the chicken and the peas. Lovely. It's a beautiful, beautiful combination. Still, it's yet, again, there are a lot of things to be done. I'm getting excited, more and more excited as the time goes by. Now, as I said, it's 1 cup of wheat. With that, chicken stock. Okay, now chicken stock is very easy to make. The bones of chicken, the unwanted bones of chicken, not cooked chicken, uncooked chicken. Just make a stock of it with a piece of carrot and onions and garlic if you want to. This is homemade chicken stock, 2.5 cups. 1, 2.5. Okay. And then this has to cook in the stock. Make sure you check for your seasonings, that is your salt. And then with a lid, close it and cook it partially closed, okay? It should be only partially closed, not fully closed, okay? After that, the rest will be seen. Now, this has been cooked well. That is the broken wheat, the chicken, and the peas. Everything has been cooked well in the chicken stock. So you can imagine the flavor. Now, all we have to do is just put in or add in different kinds of vegetables. I've got some already steamed carrots. I steamed it with a bit of salt. Okay. Now this is all according to how much you really want. For this measurement, 1/4 cup is more than enough. If you are the person who loves a lot of vegetables, go ahead. Broccoli, again 1/4 cup. Broccoli nowadays, or the recent research has said, that it contains the most amount of antioxidants among all the vegetables. So again, broccoli, good for you. Again, tomato. Now this has been pulped out. That means the seeds and the pulp has been taken out, and it's just tomato on its own. This adds a different color. So we've got orange, green, and red. Looks really beautiful. And finally, we add this is not for garnish, okay? This coriander leaves are not for garnish. This is part of the dish. So I'm not going to chop it in. It's just going to be stirred in with the whole dish. Beautiful. That's it. Your dish is done. All you have to do is serve it hot, piping hot. Eat it with, well, you can eat it with raita or tomato sauce or whatever, okay? Actually, I like to eat it just like this because it's got everything on its own. Wholesome, nutritious, wonderful for you.